try Pinterest, go back and see if there are things that you would like. All right, let's keep going. Now there's some different fonts that you can use, and I found some that are really good called Noto Serif. Anton is a good font. League Spartan is a good font. Let's see if you can find those. So when you're thinking about fonts, you may want to look up, what fonts look good together. But like I said before, I found some, and you may want to write these down. League Spartan is a good one. Look at this one. To it. This one right here is nice and clean. All right, because when you have a digital product, what you don't want is somebody to say, I can't read that. It looks cute, but I can't read it. So skip. All right, so League Spartan is good. Anton, let's see if I can find Anton. Anton is a good one that's readable. Now, a lot of Canva creators use these. A lot of professional Canva creators will use Anton. They use League Spartan, Noto Serif. Let's see if that one's on here. Some of these they paid for that I have on my list that I liked. Noto Serif. Here it is. Okay, so that's another clear one. But a lot of the cursive ones, I've learned to stay away from. And especially when I'll have people look at them, they're like, what does it say? And I'm like, X, we're not using that. So that's just something to think about when you're choosing your fonts. Think about something that can be easily read, clearly read. Okay. And then they also have something called creativemarket.com where you can actually buy fonts. And there's one I used to use a long time ago. I have to find that one. But Creative Market is a cool place to go to. Sure. Hope you're writing down some of these sites. Creative Fabrica is a good one. Creative Market. They have also templates for things too. But they have fonts that you can buy. They have design templates if you're trying to create a landing page or something for your product, which we'll talk about tomorrow, because you do want a landing page. You want a funnel. They have templates for those too, which is pretty cool. All right, so these are some of the fonts they have that you can purchase. Some of these are really expensive. And I'll find that site that I use, those fonts were like $1.99 and $2.99, 99 cents. And I cannot for the life of me think of that, but I'm going to write it down to think of to find the site with the inexpensive fonts, because sometimes you don't want to use the Canva fonts, but they have a lot of good ones. But in case you do want to use something else, I'll have that site for you. Okay. All right. Are we still here? Let's see. It was freezing up. Okay. I think when I'm in this room, it freezes up, but this is the best room I can have because I have a 5-year-old. This is the best room I can be in right now. All right, let's go. Are we good right now? Is this some good information? Just, when you're picking something, go pick out some of the best. Right now, I'm trying to keep it, between an hour long. So I'm not going to do in-depth research in Pinterest, but we really could go look and find some of those design elements. And tomorrow I'll have my digital product that I'm working on right now for you to see a few of those design elements. Did not get a chance today to pull it up, but you'll see it tomorrow. Okay. All right. So writing a note for the font and my digital product. Okay. All right. Any questions so far before we move on? And some of you may be really good in Canva already, and that's great. I actually took a class in Canva, and I learned some really cool things that I didn't know Canva could do. And they have a glow up, which I don't really care for right now. This particular account that I'm in, I don't see the glow up. I think on my other account I have it, but it is what it is. I'll try to get into my other account tomorrow so you can see some of the things that you can do. But I do highly recommend getting a professional account, a pro account, premium account with Canva if you can. But if not, free is good. Okay, free is still good. All right, let's keep going. Where are we? Let's go back out so I can stay on track because I want to keep you. We stayed a little over last night. All right. All right, let's keep going. Well, thank you guys for your patience as I'm trying to get back to my. All right, so we've covered all the different design places you can go to. And I do, like I said, I do a more in-depth training in my course, the Self-Publishing Blueprint, but I hope that gave you an idea of what you can do with some of these things. Especially, if you're trying to post on Etsy or Amazon KDP. Okay. Canva, we'll talk about where you can create and where you can host those different products tomorrow. But there are different places you can host them that are really cool and really fun. And we'll talk about those tomorrow. All right. Now, any questions before we move on? Now we're going to talk about outsourcing. That way, if you don't want to do any of this, you can find someone, a freelancer, to do it for you. And I cannot tell you how much money I've spent on Fiverr.com. Like, I really should own stock. I don't know if they're publicly traded, but I really should own stock in Fiverr. But I'm going to show you what Fiverr.com is. Has anyone used Fiverr before? Type 5 in the chat if you've used Fiverr before. Am I the only one? Okay. Okay. All right. Okay, somebody type something. Okay, Tiffany. Yes. Love Fiverr. So I've spent hundreds and hundreds of dollars with them. But anyway, so this is a good place to find a freelancer. There's also a place called Upwork as well, where they vet their freelancers a little bit more. So you may pay a little bit more in the prices. But Fiverr is a good place to start if you have a tight budget. Okay. So let's say you want to find a ghostwriter. We talked about ghostwriting. All right, you'll just type in what you're looking for, and then you look at the different freelancers, and you'll have top rated, you'll have pro, you will have, let's see if I see any other, level 2 and level 1. Level 2 is above level 1, and then you might have a beginner. It's called beginner. But I would say try to stick with level 2 and try to have somebody who has at least 100 reviews. Okay. Hopefully they're 5-star. That's what you want. I love top rated. Sometimes they charge more. Sometimes they don't. As you can see, this person, charges 40 from their starting point. Let's click on this one. They're top rated. I like that. So let's click on it. I will ghostwrite your Kindle ebook. She only has 10 reviews, so 1 order in the queue. Also look at their orders in the queue. They have like 20 orders in the queue. That may mean that they're too busy for you and you may not get your book or your product in a timely manner. Okay. Basic. This is her basic. So she'll do a 1,500 words teaser to test compatibility. She does an outline, text rewrite. So all of that's for $40. Her standard is a well-researched ebook that is proofread, edited, and formatted for Kindle for 5,000 words, 21-day delivery, 8 revisions. All right, and make sure that whoever you choose, if you choose to do a ghostwriter, they do revision. Premium, that's $200, 9 revisions, 30-day delivery, well-researched book. And guys, this is a cool little side hustle too. If you like to write and edit, this is a great place to post your services. If you do resumes, if you do editing, let's look at editors. look at what they're charging. Okay, let's look at a top rated one. Book editor for kids. Well, this is a cool side hustle too. All right, she has well, he has 473 reviews, 5-star. That's good. He has 13 orders in the queue, so that's a lot. All right, but these are his prices, and you can subscribe and save. So if you ever wanted a little side hustle and you're good at editing, this might be a place to go to do a side hustle. You just click on become a seller and you'll um, partner up with them to become a Fiverr seller. So that's something to think about. But also, if you're looking for someone to do the heavy lifting for you, this is a great place. From book covers, I've used my last two books, not my journals, but my last two books, I used someone from Fiverr to do my book covers. So you can choose someone who will design a book cover. Look at their reviews carefully. If they say something like, the I couldn't understand them, we had a language barrier, that kind of thing, you may not want to use that person because that can be quite frustrating. I had that happen. And I had to end up choosing a different editor because she could not deliver what I desired because we had a barrier. I thought she understood, but then she just kept not understanding. All right. So look at their reviews, see what other people are saying. Okay. But again, look at top rated, look at level 2 and level 1. I would not go under level 2. Okay. Because that means that they've gotten a good reputation. They've been there. They've earned, good amount of money on this platform. So that means people are, liking their products, liking what they produce. Okay. All right. Is this helpful? And up here at the top 2, they have some ways you can filter your results. Okay. You can look by category, service options. You can choose different service options. You can look at seller details. So you can choose if you wanted a top rated seller, a level 2 or level 1, or a new seller, which I do not advise unless, new sellers would be really inexpensive. So unless you're on a really tight budget, that's not what I would advise, especially because there are a lot of level 2 and level 1 sellers that are very budget friendly. Okay. Seller speaks English. That's important to me. Because like I said before, I had a difficult time. Now, even though they may say they speak English, sometimes you can look at their typing and see if that's, if they're really proficient in English. So that's another thing, so, and you can't really talk to them. Sometimes you can, sometimes, but they're not supposed to. They're not supposed to talk to you. All right. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful to, be able to look for somebody to outsource because a lot of times we get behind in our goals because we're not outsourcing the work. And if you have a budget to outsource, do it. There's no need to try to, struggle and figure everything out for yourself, especially book cover design. I love to outsource that or use one of, like I said, for my journals, use a site that already has professional images because I'm not the creative one that can create a great book cover design. So, all right. And again, this is Upwork. Same idea. Their ratings are a little bit different, but it's the same idea. You will search for the talent that you want. And let's see if I can find something so you can see what that one looks like. Okay. So this is what their platform looks like. All right, she charges $50 an hour. She's earned 80K online. So they put what they've earned on here, so that's pretty cool. So these are the types of services that she offers. Okay. All right, and over here on the left side, you can filter as well. So that's pretty good. You can look at top rated plus, which is at the top, top rated, and rising talent, which is at the bottom. Okay. All right. Any questions before we move on? Hopefully that was a good resource that you may not have known about. Yes, Chrissy, do it. Look at Fiverr.com or Upwork to do your editing. Side hustle. They have, and if you're good with resumes, people are always, I had a resume done here before. People are always looking for resume help. Okay, this is what they're charging. I paid over $100. It was 90, I think, for a resume before. So look at it if you're looking for a side hustle in the meantime, in between time. All right. Let's keep going. We don't have much more to cover. I hope this has been some good information up to this point. I know I'm going kind of fast, but I'm trying to get through as much as possible so we can get as much information as possible. All right. All right. So our last thing that we're going to look at is outlining your book, just getting some ideas down, your book or your product. We're going to just get some ideas down. This is going to be your homework. And I think it'll be fun homework to look at, what you're thinking about and seeing it in a more tangible way and getting granular with it. Okay. So let's look at an example. I used something as an example that I think all of us can relate to. Okay. I started to use the makeup example like we used last night, but I said, let's use something that we can all relate to because I think, I understand making a sandwich better than I understand putting on makeup. All right. But I just gave you a simplified outline for beginners. And you can use any type of outline, but this is just something that could possibly help you get started. All right, so these are the 8 things that you want in your simplified outline, okay? The first thing is choose your main topic, and I'm going to show you the example of each one of these. The next one is know your audience, and from last night, we talked about how to find your audience, find the people that are looking for your product, the language that they use. Who do you want to be your audience? Okay. Your audience cannot be everybody in the world. Everybody in the world does not want what you are producing. Just not. They're not. All right. So who's your audience? Is it for moms? Is it for Christian women? Is it for, people who like to cook? Okay. That kind of thing. List the big ideas. What are the main ideas of your product? Break those big ideas into smaller parts. Add some helpful examples or activities. This is what's going to set your product, make it stand out from the rest, okay? When you put in some helpful examples and you put in some activities, even in a book, okay? Yes, people want to be active even in a book or a digital product. And then you organize your ideas in order. So you kind of give it a more polished name for your ideas, and then check and improve your outline. And then you can ask for opinions from others. Like hopefully what we can do, guys, if you're interested in doing this, is create our own group so we can bounce ideas off of each other. Okay, so if you're interested in doing that, let me know. Maybe type FB in the comments, and then maybe I can create a Facebook group for our group, and we can bounce ideas off of each other and, have some type of accountability. Okay. I know that's one thing that, lots of people struggle with. If you're trying to do this in isolation, having accountability is very important. Showing up for yourself and having other people encourage you. Okay. So, if you're interested in that, drop FB in the comments and maybe I can go ahead and create a Facebook group for us. All right. So here is the outline that I created using this criteria. Okay. Number 1, choose your main topic. So our main topic would be how to make a delicious sandwich. I think all of us can relate to that. All right. So that's our main topic. Know the audience. The audience will be beginner cooks or sandwich enthusiasts, people who really, really like sandwiches, or people who are just starting out off, cooking. So list some big ideas. Some big ideas for creating a sandwich or making a delicious sandwich would be selecting the bread. Okay, there are all types of breads, choosing the fillings, adding the condiments, assembly techniques. Okay, so those are some of the big ideas that we would include in our outline. And then we'll break those big ideas down into smaller parts. Selecting the bread. What are the types of bread that we could use? So you'll put that there. The freshness considerations. Okay, choosing the fillings. So protein options, vegetable choices. There's a lot of people, only want vegetables in their sandwich. And some people just use vegetables in addition to, the protein. Adding condiments. So spreads and sauces, you'll think about that. Flavor combinations, assembly techniques. Do you see how I'm breaking this down? Layering, cutting, all of that deals with assembly. Okay. Adding helpful examples or activities. So an example sandwich recipe. So putting some fun sandwich recipes in your product, or tips for preventing soggy bread. If you know of any special tips that you can use for whatever product you're creating, people will love that. They love learning new information. People love to learn. So putting those things in there sets your book apart. Activity. What's an activity they can do? If you have a journal that you're creating, what are some activities they can do on a daily basis? Some engaging activities that, they may not have thought to do on their own. And don't think that, okay, this idea, people already know to do this. No, whatever idea you have, people don't know to do that. You know to do it. There may be other people who know, but a lot of people don't think like you think. So they may not think about your idea. So don't think any idea is too small. Don't think this idea people already know, because trust and believe, they don't. Okay. So create an activity that they can do from your digital product or your book. All right. And then all I did here in this section, organize your ideas in order. I just put down the different titles. I just cleaned up the titles. Introduction to sandwich making, selecting the perfect bread. So those would kind of be my chapters. Choosing delicious fillings. So all of these would be chapters. Enhancing flavor with condiments, mastering assembly techniques. And then I would have a conclusion, enjoying your creation, put a little fun in that section. Okay. All right. And then you just check and improve your outline. You can ask, look at any missing information, add some things, or you can take some things out. And then you can ask for opinions if you'd like. Okay. Share with friends, family, or like-minded people. Like I said before, if we do create a group, our group would be who you can share your information with. Okay. Oh wow, we have a lot of Facebook. Okay, so we have to create a Facebook page then. Okay, so we'll create a Facebook page. All right. Yes, let's connect. Let's network. Yes, and I know Chrissy does wonderful resumes. Okay. Cool. Awesome. All right. That's what it's all about. Let's help each other. Let's connect and encourage each other. All right. So hopefully that example was good to get you thinking. Go back to it to get you thinking about how to just do a simple outline. Of course, you can Google other outlines, but this is something to help you if you have not started, or even if you have, just kind of look at it in a simplistic way to help you kind of get unstuck if you are stuck, or help you get started if you have not started. Okay. All right. Good. Any questions before we move on? Hopefully that was helpful. That's pretty much it for tonight. Looking to see if there are any questions. Okay. No questions. Okay. Okay. All right. So for homework, finish any unfinished homework from last night. So if you haven't created your SMART goal, do that. If you haven't created an avatar, do that. Not to say your avatar is the only person you'll sell to, but it's just something to keep you focused on when you're creating your book or your product. Okay. And then create a rough outline of your book or product, your digital product. You can use the one that I just presented to you, or you can Google another one that you might want to use. Okay. But start creating a rough outline for your book or digital product. I want you to leave this boot camp crystal clear on how to start. Okay. And that's going to happen with that goal. That's going to happen with that avatar. That's going to happen with this outline and the market research. Start doing that. Even if you just choose one or two places to do your market research. YouTube, And then you can do the Google Trends or do the Answer the Public. Okay, just start getting some feedback on what people are actually looking for. Start looking into Facebook groups that might like your digital product, or they deal with, if you're in technology, go into a technology Facebook group, see what their problems are, see what people complain about. Okay. And that helps you create a product that people actually want and need, because you're touching on their pain points. You're touching on things that they actually need solved. They need that issue to be solved for them. Okay. So that's your homework tonight. Any unfinished homework from last night, do it, and then create a rough outline of your book or your digital product. Okay. All right. Any questions or comments? All right. If there are none, I hope this was helpful. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Who's coming back tomorrow? Type it in the chat. Type a Y in the chat if you're coming back tomorrow. I hope you will. I know a lot of people are traveling for the holiday. Awesome. Awesome. Yay. Good, 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 good. All right. And I'll have a few other additional things for you tomorrow that I did not have today. All right. Good. All right. So if there are no other questions or comments, we will leave for tonight, and I will see you all tomorrow. Enjoy your night and get your homework done. Bye. Good night. Thank you.